drunken hour, hooting out the cloud. Welcome to our live stream, OG After Dark.
Well. This is why we do OG After Dark, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait, which is why we do OG After Dark?
Days like today. This is why we are revolutionizing Triangle Sports Talk by going live after sporting events and taking your phone calls. Nobody's thought about doing this before, and honestly, nobody can really do it like us. Welcome. Alongside Dimitri Ravanos, I am Joe Ovies. We are inside Eford Studios. As always, the After Darks are brought to you by our friends at Bloomin' Blinds. And yeah, Michael P., our graphic guy, certainly helped out. I don't know if the Duke Blue Devil and the Wolf are really supposed to be arm in arms after a day like today, but there's certainly some drinking on the NC State side of things today.
I mean, I could certainly see the Duke Blue Devil wanting to buddy up to the Wolf as much as NC State let Duke hang around, come back, and put them in the rear view in this game.
Yes, that's the issue. Giglio's not here. It's Parents Weekend at ECU. He might chime in at some point. He knows how to get into the StreamYard, so we'll see if he's a couple of bapples and fireballs in. My brother was actually at the UCF North Carolina game, showing up in an OG shirt and an NC State hat because he was there to hate watch, and he was delighted with what happened
he was.
But I'm actually going to start today's After Dark with this text that I received from a colleague of ours. I'm not going to say who it was, but it's very, very funny. Overheard leaving the State game. Quote, "This is fucking Ovies' fault for saying we were starting 6-0. Fuck him."
I say that every day.
Yeah, you do say that every day. I'll say this too. I've been saying this. I've been saying that Duke has been punching itself in the nuts this up to this point in the season.
I think that's fair.
I know how it sounds sometimes. Well, Duke was the better team in this game. Well, technically, no, you weren't, because you lost and you punched yourself in the nuts. Good teams don't do that.
Yeah.
And they did it against Illinois, and they certainly did it against Tulane. The turnovers, the special teams miscues in that Tulane game. Lo and behold, they were the ones who played a relatively clean game today, and it was NC State
and I got that
was punching themselves in the nuts multiple times today. And I don't want to put this all on CJ Bailey today, but for as much as he's progressed so far this season, he's been cool, he's been calm, he has helped you win games in dramatic victories over Wake Forest and Virginia. Defense has to step up, obviously, like they did late, but CJ puts you in position to make those stops. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble. I want to say you had at least 8 quarters of turnover-free football. No turnovers in the Wake Forest game, no turnovers in the Virginia game. And, take the weird offside that wasn't free play. Man, it went beyond that today for NC State and CJ Bailey.
Yeah, I mean, so I do want to talk about that play because I thought the Terrell Anderson touchdown essentially to open the game, right?
Yeah.
I still had my questions about, are they cooking or are they not? Because that was a screen that ends up going for 75 yards, and then CJ comes out and throws an interception. And I thought he was going to go in the tank there. Obviously, he didn't. 14 consecutive completions after that, and then, throws the ball directly to a Duke player on, it was weird. On the radio broadcast, they were speculating that he was so sure a flag was coming.
Yes. Even Dave Dorn was absolutely sure a flag was coming. And yes, there's no other way to explain the way he threw it, expecting it. But when you go back and you watch the replay, again, this is where mistakes happen. This is where I get back to the central theme of today.
Yeah.
You punch yourself in the nuts. Hard count. The center snapped it when he should not have snapped it.
Right. And on top of that, if you think a free play is coming, ball out, man. He threw it to where the guy was supposed to be, but the guy clearly wasn't there.
And he can because we saw it late in this game with that was a Tecmo Bowl-esque throw.
There were times in this game, because I am so SEC pilled, there are times in this game that I was thinking, let's see, is he going to be at Auburn next year? Is he going to be at South Carolina next? Who's going to need a quarterback?
Well, Giglio's been saying, hey, NC State fans, enjoy it this year with CJ Bailey because he's going to be playing somewhere else.
And then when it goes bad, it goes bad. And I actually thought as it started to go bad for State, it was more everybody else. And then CJ decided to join in on the party.
Jeez. Meanwhile, North Carolina got embarrassed down at UCF.
I don't think they're capable of feeling embarrassment, Joe.
Are you sure?
I mean, based on that performance today, they just kept going out and doing the same thing over and over again.
That was pretty bad today. That was pretty bad today. Obviously, we got the sports phone. You can call it, and you can chime in on the comments as well from Justin. I never understood this week's lead up with Joe's calling this the end of the preseason. This was one of the worst Carolina teams in their history. They had no shot. I was trying to not be a hater. Mm-hmm. I put a concerted effort this week to try to not be a hater with North Carolina and Bill Belichick. You saw what that got me, and I'll save it for later. But yeah, I have some things to say about what I saw from Bill Belichick and UNC today.
Then I'll hold off for later as well.
So from Ryan, I'm starting to think that flipping the entire team in one offseason might not be a great strategy. That tends to be the case in all of college football. I
don't know, man. Ask Ohio State how that worked out for them last year.
We'll see what happens. Thief of Oranges. Good news for Pack fans. I don't think we have to worry about Bailey transferring somewhere good. Oh, stop it. From Curtis E. Driver. Yes, Manny continues to have an amazing record against Dave Doran between his time at Duke and his time at Miami. And we're not talking about some baller Miami teams that he was dealing with back in the day, too. From Jay, CJ stunk it up again this year versus Duke. Defense was finally terrible for a complete game. Knew it was coming. So this is where I'm going to push back on NC State's defense being quote unquote terrible for the entire game. At some point, they were gassed. Again, I get back to what I said at the beginning of today's After Dark. Complementary football presents itself in all sorts of ways. In Dave Doran's history at NC State, that complementary football was defense is going to hold it down and the offense just needs to play a clean football game and do enough to get us out of here.
Right.
Which, much to the frustration of NC State fans, that resulted in playing to lose games, snatching victory away, that sort of thing, right? All the cliches that go along with it. That obviously I'm screwing up. But that was the complementary football he wanted. Last year, it was a situation where he thought that they could keep doing it that way. But they got religion for this year, and Dave has been adamant about the fact that, yeah, man, we know we got to get in the 30s. I said it back in the summer. If they're going to be winning football games, they got to get in the 30s, which they did. And that's what they did against Virginia. That's what they did against Wake Forest. And the defense, all they had to do was make a stop. When your offense is not doing their job like they did today, you're going to get that last touchdown run from Duke. Just a busted play. Because at that point, I think NC State's defense had just completely been gassed.
Of course.
Just gassed at that point.
And even before they're gassed, there are times when, and I know you and I were talking about this before we went on, that Darian Mensah's paycheck has become the new, did you know Hunter Renfrow started life as a walk-on?
Dude, if I got to hear that talking point one more time, I'm like, wait, is Duke the only program in America that's paying a quarterback a lot of money?
But I will say, a quarterback getting paid a lot of money like that, you have to know he is capable of making some of those throws, like the one he made to Landon King for the touchdown. I think was it 20-14 at that point?
So,
maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a lot of those kind of throws today, probably more than he's made certainly in the last two games where they were busy killing themselves. To a certain extent, Mensah just made a few plays, and that offense, or at least Mensah, is more talented than anybody on the state defense is at their position.
From Pat S. on the YouTube comments, tonight was not as much about coaching, in all honesty. Unforced errors. Yeah, a lot of unforced errors today, man. From Michael, Dimitri, where's our open bar for Longleaf? Because remember, although you could make the argument that Bill Belichick hasn't really coached this year.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking last night.
For the context here, a while back over the summer, Dimitri said that open bar at Longleaf for anybody who wanted to show up. If Bill Belichick
actually coached the game.
Well,
to this point, he has not.
I mean, I know a lawyer.
Yeah.
We could argue.
We could.
You could just put that like, well, show me the evidence where he actually has coached.
Get Whitaker and Hamer on the line, and I'm going to have them prove to you they would be no better with no one on the sideline than they have been with Bill Belichick.
All right, let's go to the OG Sports phone, shall we?
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports phone and curse or don't.
Okay, y'all know the deal with this. You call the OG Sports phone. I just pull these into StreamYard. I play them. I have not screened them. I have no idea what we're getting. So let's start with a 919, shall we?
So sitting here watching the Duke game, I called earlier of the ECU game with my frustration of the day. I was going to take all that back if Dave continues to prove to be the Diamond Dave that he is. But right now, fuck Dave Doran. I cannot stand this fucking guy. I cannot believe this guy's still fucking coaching after fucking 13 years and doing the same fucking mistakes over and over again. I thought this guy was a fucking defensive coach. I don't know what we're doing this season. I cannot stand to see this fucking guy on the sidelines. I do not get it. It's just consistently mediocrity. He cannot meet the top I think that this program can get to. I understand he's had these 9-win seasons. Have we got 10? Have we got a division championship? Have we got an ACC championship? Literally bring anyone else at this point. I am so fucking done of Dave. And Dave, I know you listen to these podcasts. The negativity wagon is still here. Still here screaming at you to fucking retire.
How old is Dave?
He's like 55, 56.
But he's not going to do the Dabo like, I'm just getting started.
No,
Okay.
he's not doing that. Although I have not seen Dabo's press conference from today.
No, I've been looking for any evidence that he's had one, and I can't find one yet.
Whatever Dabo did today, I just hope he did not give his resume one more time.
No, you know what I bet he did?
What's
I
that?
bet he walked to the microphone and he said, I know we're all disappointed today. You feel forsaken by the team, but you know who else was forsaken 3 times?
I see. You know, he actually ruined my joke because I didn't think that Dabo was going to be denied a third time. I was wrong. But
of course, I believe in Christ. But of course, I believe in Q's. Christ understands sinners are essential.
Maybe I had it all wrong. Maybe Dabo needed the third loss, like the third day, to finally come out of his cave and get with the program of NIL. Maybe that's the case.
And for everybody watching on the YouTube, I pre-wrote the joke and had to look at it and read it.
It's fine. It's fine.
You come up with a Q's thing on the fly.
I mean, how many times I have my jokes written out? Anyway, 407.
Hi, I'm Josh from Durham. I moved here from Orlando. It's 7:18 p.m. and Bill Belichick is 0-1 against Scott Frost. And I think we all know he's going to stay 0-1 against Scott Frost forever. That would be Scott Frost and what Giglio outlined as Sun Belt talent that ran Bill Belichick out of Orlando like he was a poor person at Disney. Anyway, I love the show. Hope Giglio bet big on UNC. Oh, now it's 7:19 and Bill Belichick is still 0-1 against Scott Frost. Good night.
Very good.
I can't imagine the level of legacy damaging stuff that is happening,
dude,
at UNC with Bill Belichick, where yes, like that caller pointed out, man, you're 0-1 against Scott Frost. Like the idea that, I mean, remember Charlie Weiss was the one who was supposed to be forever scarred by the schematic advantage line.
Right.
There's a whole lot of people that straight up said, hey man, the one thing that's not going to happen with a Bill Belichick UNC team.
Oh, he's not going to get out schemed.
They're not going to beat themselves.
Yep.
Buddy, did they beat themselves a bunch today?
I was thinking about this today after Gio Lopez goes down and Max Johnson comes in because Max was at A&M and then Georgia Tech and now UNC. Do I have that right? Or is it Georgia Tech, A&M, then UNC?
For which one?
Max Johnson.
Max Johnson was for what? I was looking at the comments here.
Yeah. His progression. He came to Carolina from.
Oh, he came to Carolina from Texas A&M.
From A&M.
Yes.
Okay. I never really thought Max Johnson was that good of a quarterback. Gio Lopez is proving not to be up to this particular challenge. And so I was thinking about Bill Belichick's boner for taking like an island of misfit toys and turning them into a Super Bowl capable roster. And I don't know, and this is something that Belichick struggles with a lot. I don't know how much he accounts for what Tom Brady can do with an island of misfit toys, right?
Yeah.
You don't get a Chris Hogan who never even played college football to be an NFL receiver without a quarterback like that. And I don't think a dude like Bill Belichick is built for the kind of challenge that college football is, let alone college football at UNC is.
The pool of people you can pull from to get a Chris Hogan at the NFL level is different than the pool of people you can get here to develop when it's guys that ultimately matter.
Yeah, there's a huge difference between like league minimum salary.
But there is something that happened today that bothered me more, which we'll get to a little bit later on. Let's go to the 910.
Hey, Joes. Jack from Raleigh again. If I'm an opposing coach that has NC State in the schedule this year, I'm just going to tell my offense, it doesn't matter what you do on first or second down because NC State's defense is Swiss cheese on third and fourth. I cannot believe how many times I get excited for maybe we're going to get a punt and get a chance. No. If it's third down, free first down. If it's 4th and long, free first down. It doesn't matter. This is absurd.
All right, 2-8-2.
All right, guys, somebody's going to have to dig into who pissed off Bill Belichick in the North Carolina family, because there's absolutely no way that this is the product he puts on the field in that fucking visor. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Somebody help me. Somebody help me. Because watching that football team is like watching something that I've never seen before. I don't have the words. It's the saddest thing that I think I've ever seen in my life, and I don't know. It's so bad.
All you can do is laugh at this point.
So I've got the words.
Okay.
On one particular play, and it was the touchdown at the end of the first half for UCF.
Okay.
Where they run what looks like 2 out routes on the far sideline. Both of the receivers stop, and then one keeps going, but the guy defending him doesn't go with it. And UCF gets an easy touchdown on that throw. My thought, I swear to God, Joe, was maybe the Panthers aren't that bad.
Well, it's funny you bring up the end of the first half for UNC UCF and then going to the start of the second half, but I actually think it started before the game.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is not about, I want to be really clear before we get into this.
Mm-hmm.
Hard stop. Do not misunderstand me. What I'm about to say is not about Jordan Hudson.
Yeah.
It's not about her. This is about Bill Belichick. And how Bill Belichick is not the Bill Belichick who had built up this myth of an Emperor Palpatine who understood where everything was going 3 steps before you did.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the Force has foreseen these things. I knew what was going to happen. Nobody's ever read the playbook better than me. The rules, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This version of Bill Belichick really is like the Rise of Skywalker, a hot mess. Like, wait, what? Somehow Palpatine? Who? What? I don't understand.
To be fair, somehow Bill Belichick got another job.
So, Sweet Cheeks pointed out, please talk about this. And this is from somebody on Blue Sky who had gotten this picture from the UCF game. Come on, bro. This is just undignified. And it is Jordan talking to Bill Belichick during pregame. This is not the first time this has happened.
Right.
Okay. This is about serious football business, right? No distractions. Do your job.
And look, I think this is part of the, this is just undignified. I mean, she's dressed like an SEC sorority girl.
Right. But again, this isn't about her.
No, it's not about her.
It's not about her.
I'll
It's the fact that Bill Belichick allows this to continue.
Yeah.
Which then tells me you don't take this seriously.
So
you are here.
Yeah.
And you don't know why you're here. And rather than saying, well, fuck it, I'm here.
Yeah.
I might as well make a go of it because I'm a football coach and I'm going to prove all these people wrong. I see this far into the season when you haven't accomplished anything yet.
Yeah.
And I go, man, you really aren't serious. This looks to me like somebody talking to their daughter, and the daughter is asking dad, hey, did you make the Chef Mickey reservations for tonight?
So
that's what that looks like to me.
So Brownlow and I were
serious.
Yeah, Brownlow and I were texting about this earlier, and I said that this is very much Jordan.
Yes.
Very much somebody that is still living in that I'm going to get a reality show out of this mindset. And Bill is so fucking angry. This is not the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking angry. He couldn't get a call back from the people he wants to tell him he's a genius and he's going to turn things around. He's so angry he can't see anything else. He doesn't care how unprofessional it looks.
And that is now reflected with the way the team plays.
Yeah.
And this game was decided at the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. If you want to be even colder, just say it ended at the end of the first half. Here is what ends up happening. UCF, by the way, with a backup quarterback, I might add. This guy got the job for this game. Like, it was big Scott Frost. Like, I'm not going to tell you who's starting, blah, 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 blah. UCF gets the ball back with 1:22 left in the half. Way too much time. because before that, Gio Lopez had gotten it to Demon June. I like calling him Demon June.
Sure.
This is a great name, Demon June. Demon June gets the ball. He gets it to the Central Florida 22, but he goes out of bounds and the clock stops.
Mm-hmm.
They get their field goal. That's way too much time.
Yes.
Way too much time. That's a situational awareness of let's just get to the end of the half and not give them an opportunity to get more points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Especially considering you're going to get the ball back to start the second half.
Yeah.
All right. So now Central Florida gets the ball with 1:22 left in the half. Jackson somehow evades what should have been a sack, runs for 10 yards. Thad Dixon gets called for a defensive holding. So double whammy. Tackle the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and a penalty. 2 plays later, an incomplete pass is negated thanks to a roughing the passer and a holding.
Yep.
2. They take the roughing the passer for the 15 yards.
You left out the illegal hands to the face when they had them inside their own 10.
Sorry, my bad. So 2 plays later, you get the incomplete pass negated by a roughing the passer call. 10-yard pass to the UNC 32, 15-yard pass to the UNC 17, 17-yard touchdown thanks to the defense biting hard.
Dude.
Hard.
And
that is not a prepared team.
Not only is it not a prepared team, it's a team, or I should say it this way. It's an unprepared team, and it's not just unprepared for what UCF is throwing at him. It is unprepared for adversity, because did you see in real time the way both defensive backs' shoulders slumped when they realized how wide open they left that guy?
Brutal. Then UNC starts the second half going 4 and out. UCF gets the ball back at their 36. And it looks like cutting through warm butter. Butter that's just been sitting there on the table. If you want to go back to the Disney thing, it's the little...
It's the Mickey Pat.
It's the Mickey Pat butter that's been sitting there at King Stephen's Feast.
That's right.
Okay? Just sitting there all day.
Now it's Cinderella's Royal
Sorry,
Table.
Cinderella's Royal Table, showing my age. It's just sitting there, and it just melts on the bread, man.
Yep.
That's what that was. 2 completions for 15 yards before Jackson runs free for a 25-yard rush. Bada bing, bada boom. 3 plays later, they're in the end zone for a 27-3 lead. That's your effing ball game. And then Gio Lopez gets hurt. I hope he's okay.
Sure.
Legs should not do that. He was carted off. Max Johnson comes in. It's not that Gio Lopez has been playing great. There was going to be a discussion one way or the other after this game as to whether or not Gio Lopez should continue to be the quarterback, because we talked about this with Chip Patterson of CBS Sports earlier in the week. There's nothing about their offense that scares people. They're not respecting Gio Lopez. They're not respecting their wide receivers.
Yeah.
Something's got to give. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that's, if you're a UNC fan, you're watching this and nobody respects this.
Yeah, so this is, you can't base everything when it comes to guys in the portal on who else was in on them. But I think now you are seeing why, if it was not UNC for Gio Lopez, it was going to be Tulane. Right? Like, I think that's pretty fair. Tulane does not ask their quarterbacks to do a whole lot in terms of moving the ball down the field. They like to really hold on to the ball and control that clock. Gio Lopez was good. I mean, like, certainly above average at South Alabama last year, but he was not so good that you would think, oh, Bill Belichick redefining what college football can be. He needs a Gio Lopez.
All right, let's go back to the sports phone. 910.
Hey, guys. Jack from Raleigh. I think Dave knew exactly what he was doing when he mentioned that our offensive goal was to score 30-plus points a game, because he knew damn well that every other team's offense was going to score at least 30 points against us. I mean, if I have to watch one more 4th and 1 long touchdown this season, I'm going to claw my eyes out of my head. This is killing me. We have got to figure out some semblance of defense. Hell, bring Dave Huxtable back. Something's got to work. Have a good one, guys.
The YouTube comments, do you think Bubba Cunningham is secretly enjoying this, watching as the money people at UNC are getting what they asked for? The short answer to that is yes.
Yep.
Bubba Cunningham is absolutely secretly enjoying this. All right, to a 3-3-6.
I just witnessed this absolute ass-kicking, ass-whooping, teeth-kicking, jaw-dropping, poot-stopping, you name the adjective, dog shit of a performance by the University of North Carolina Tar Heel football team. And the only thing I can say is, at this moment in time, I officially think that we have a pride problem at the University of North Carolina. If it was not for someone named John Pryor to be such a prideful, excuse my language, son of a bitch, to feel like he had the best formula, the best galaxy brain, as Giglio likes to say, of I've got the number one Super Bowl winning coach of all time. Doesn't make a fuck. Doesn't make a fuck. He doesn't get Viagra up at night. It's a joke. This guy doesn't adjust at all. He's got embarrassed twice on national television, including Big Fox today. He's stuck with a $2 million quarterback, and the guy ain't worth 10 cents. I'm telling you, you could pick eeny, meeny, miny, mo at University of UCF on their football roster and have that guy starting for North Carolina and probably produce double the amount of points we could have put on the board today. It's a joke. It's pathetic even that they didn't go to Max Johnson at halftime. All I'm saying is I hope and I pray that they decide at some point near the end of the season, this team is not winning more than maybe 4 games, and I think this might be a 2-win team. They're not beating Virginia. They might even be Wake. They might squeak by against Stanford. But I'm telling you right now, if Gio Lopez is the quarterback for the rest of the season, this team wins 2 games, and I hope and pray to God they make the correct decision and go after one of these big hot shots at Memphis, Tulane, or elsewhere, UCF, and get somebody who actually knows what the fuck they're doing on offense and defense. Stop hiring the good old boys club and get it together. You want to be a big boy program? Hire big boy names. Get guys in there that actually talk football and run their teams through the fucking wall at halftime if they're losing and demand more out of their players during the week. I'm sick of it. Go Heels.
Good call.
I know they've got Clemson up next, but I, before the season, thought Cal coming all the way across the country here.
Yeah.
Followed by Virginia. That should be a couple of good get-right games before they go into Syracuse. Man, Cal's got some playmakers. I
was going to say, Cal's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's right. Like, they may not win another game until Stanford. Clemson at Cal. Oh, I'm sorry. They go across the country to Cal.
Yes.
Clemson at Cal, Virginia at Syracuse. Do you feel like any of those are wins?
The question, and this is something that Giglio brought up at the beginning of the season, it's a conversation we had. How do you keep your team, as you mentioned with the defenders, just slumped? How do you get them from just checking out?
Yeah, I don't know that you can.
What about Bill Belichick gives you? What do we know about Bill Belichick? Right?
That the buyout's only $1 million?
Well, there's that. But when it comes to dealing with his players and whatnot, you can deal with that at the professional level. You can motherfuck them all you want at the professional level because, to quote Don Draper, that's what the money's for.
Sure.
Now, there's an element of that with NIL, but you're also dealing with college-aged kids.
Yeah. This was always my concern.
So how do you handle it?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
This was a dude that would motherfuck the best quarterback to ever play the game. Right. And now he's got a 20-year-old from Madison, Alabama. How do you think that's going?
I don't think it's going well. All right, to a 919.
Hey guys, Sam in Wilmington here. I just have to say, no matter what changes, I'm 36 years old. It doesn't matter. There's nothing in the world more embarrassing than losing to Duke in football. It's just devastating. Congrats, Duke fans, I guess.
It keeps
Sounds
happening.
like me after the Vanderbilt Alabama game last year.
The thing though is with NC State and Dave Doran,
it
keeps
happening.
And it's like, how?
Yeah.
How is it that Duke and the limitations that they have, and it's not just this new era, by the way, where they can throw money at these things. How? There's no explanation for it.
In what, 13? This is his 13th season?
Yeah. And it negates anything he does against UNC, by the way.
No. I definitely picked that up last night at Bulls versus Cancer, the way the crowd responded to that very question.
Yeah.
What is the record now? Is it 1-4?
1-4 now.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
All right. 931.
Hello, guys. That North Carolina State not in the zip code defense doesn't seem to be working all that well. Wonder what they're going to do about that. Since the transfer portal's open, maybe they could grab a few more defensive players. Whatever. Love your show. Bye.
From Brian, funny how the three schools that can't wait to leave have all fallen flat on their faces in the last calendar year. There is something to that. Look who just jumped in the StreamYard chat. It's my brother, David. Hi, David. You're on the Heister Automotive Group hotline from your car. Did you really go to the Central Florida UNC game just to hate watch?
You're goddamn right.
Right, and this is the dynamic. Like NC State just had a shootout loss to Duke. All the State fans are mad about the defense, and CJ Bailey had a bad game. But you're smiling ear to ear because you got to see Bill Belichick embarrassed at Central Florida. If this doesn't crystallize what this market's all about, I don't know what does, man.
That was pretty great. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend any time watching State today, honestly. But
fair enough.
Yeah, Bill should go retire.
How close were you to Jordan's?
I didn't see her. I got there a little late because I wasn't trying to roast in the sun all day. I wasn't like that invested, but I did see some of the memes on Twitter about how they forgot to drop her off for her Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique reservation at Magic Kingdom. Pretty good. But no Jordan sighting for me.
Were you the only State fan there?
No, there was I followed the protocol. It was wear black today, so I wore the OG.
Look at you. Look at you wearing the triangle good shirt. I love it.
I tried to blend in a little bit. No, there was some guy in like full red. And I saw him going into the bathroom, and I'm like, "Go back!" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And there was a decent showing of the Walmart UNC fans in their Michael Jordan jersey, blue Bass Pro Shop hat kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was a interesting crowd, but they were having a good time, but they all left pretty early.
Do we believe the other NC State fan abandoned his family at Epic Universe to go see Bill be embarrassed at the bounce house?
Yeah, maybe. He might have had his family. Maybe they went to Halloween Horror Nights because that's been pretty good. I went there.
Couldn't be me.
Yeah, too spooky for me. I'm going to watch Bill Belichick coach football.
Might be a spookier experience.
Did you almost get into a fight?
No.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm assuming that you were there cheering for Central Florida.
Oh yeah, it was a great hate watch.
You had sent me a photo. There was clearly like a UNC fan in front of you.
No, he was playing along well. Like he walked out like right after the Gio Lopez injury.
Oh, okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, I got an hour and a half drive home," and I like locked eyes with him. I'm like, "Hey, at least you got basketball season, maybe." And he was just like, he gave me like a wink and a nod and just kept walking out. So he was a good sport.
Was he Santa Claus?
Well, see, I don't know, man. See, that's the thing. I've been to way too many Dolphin games and way too many Hurricanes games at the old Orange Bowl to ever test it with Florida, man. I mean, I remember I almost got into it. Like this was back in when the Orange Bowl shut down. I think there was this 07, right? I think it was 07. I think it was when NC State went. It was the second to last game at the Orange Bowl, and they won on a field goal.
Yeah.
Okay. And I actually went like trying to double, to be like a dual fan. Like I had like a Miami hat, but like a State shirt because it was like, hey, it's the team that I grew up watching and rooting for with the Miami Hurricanes, and here's the school that I went to. Like, here's this historic moment, right? And typical Miami Cuban guy wanted to fight me, and I was like. It was the first time it actually happened to me.
Yeah.
Because for the most part, what I remember growing up as a kid is I had Notre Dame fans calling me a little convict.
Yeah.
Very, very, very Catholic.
Very Catholic. Yeah.
I should have worn my St. Joan uniform at that time.
Although, to be fair, had you been arrested at that point?
No, not at that point. No. I mean, I was a child.
Well,
so,
no.
Okay.
Miami fans are a little different, I would say.
Yeah, they are
Miami in the 80s.
Oh, this is true too. I wasn't running cocaine then.
All right.
So
too bad. There's so many openings.
I wasn't a cocaine cowboy back then, so I had that going for me.
Ernie didn't have a speedboat team going to move.
No, he did not have that.
Too bad.
No, he was not. He was not pushing weight. All right, David. Thank you for checking in. You're all smiles. You had a wonderful day despite the fact that
I'll take it as a win, man. I'll take it as a win.
All you're doing is you are crystallizing the thing that UNC fans love to point out, that you care more about UNC losing than NC State winning.
Whatever.
All right.
Bye.
All right, let's go back to the sports phone, shall we? This is from a 619.
Special teams, atrocious. Defense, not great. Offense, can't carry everything on their own. I think this is a bad team that could beat anyone, which means I want to watch all year. But tonight just was not the night. And I'm going to say some freak shit. Can Kurt Roper be the head coach of this team? Can we kick the tires on that? I don't know. Whatever. This is abysmal. Duke doesn't deserve this, and their fans certainly don't. Go Pack.
I was thinking about that during the game. Not could he be the head coach, but like, is every team in the Carolinas going to pass that guy around at some point?
Oh, what, Kurt Roper?
Yeah.
Oh, he's just the modern day Mike O'Kane.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And Mike O'Kane was the head coach at NC State.
Yeah.
And then he bounced. I forgot where his first job was after that, but he wound up back as one of, not the offensive coordinator, but I think like the QB's coach for UNC.
Yeah.
Which was kind of bizarre,
I mean,
right?
Roper,
If I remember correctly.
Roper was Cutcliffe's OC at Duke. Then he was Will's OC at South Carolina. And now
he's at NC State.
OC at NC State.
All right, 919.
Oh, gee, I know we don't do doubles, so I'll be less than 20 seconds. Yeah, I'm stupid. Never listen to me again. Everyone tell Dave what to do, because what the fuck was that? I'm very thankful that beer exists. And I'm sad. Oh my God. How do you mess that up that bad? All right. That's it. Everything he did right in the first half, he did wrong in the second half. That was awful. Love you guys. Bye. I'll go cry.
Go cry. Go buy some OG Light. It's re-upped. Let's see. From a 919.
Holy fucking shit. I'm going to jump off a bridge over 40. I mean, we have to realize we need to spend some money. We're going to have to raise some money. That's what it comes down to. I mean, holy shit. Like, oh my God.
Get Scotty McCreery on another talent show.
This is time for Phillip Rivers to come home.
It might be.
I mean, imagine an ACC with Mike Vick coaching at Virginia Tech and Phillip Rivers here.
And now I'm interested to know how he's doing at St. Michael's Catholic.
That's a good question. I don't know. All right, 931.
Hello, guys.
Oh, that's already. Let's see, another 911.
Hey, guys, Scott in Wake Forest. I'm not really sure how to react to this game. Defense is pretty bad, as we feared. But this was mental mistakes, turnovers, penalties. They shot themselves in the foot. I mean, correctable mistakes, but hey, this was a winnable game that they let go. I'm encouraged that Dave is going for it on fourth down and letting the offense cook, but it sure bit him in the butt today. So maybe we won't see that in the future. Who knows? Keep up the good work, guys.
Appreciate the call, and that call ties into for people who are just now joining on the live stream on YouTube. And shout out to everybody who's on here. Throw us a like, put a comment. There's a new feature on YouTube called Hype.
Okay.
Which if you hype, it's basically a retweet.
Sure.
If you hype the video, it actually like helps boost the algorithm, right? So hit the hype button. We'll appreciate that. Look, the question going into this game, I told you all to take the over on the points. That obviously produced.
Yeah.
I expected fireworks today because we know that CJ Bailey and the playmakers that go along with him are going to put up some points. And to the caller's point, Dave Dorn understands this as well. And he's been more aggressive. As Giglio likes to say, Zen Dave. Zen Dave has gotten now the real test of Zen Dave is after a game like this from CJ Bailey. Does he just say, hey, man, you picked a bad day to have a bad day. Go back out there because we know that's how we're going to have to win these football games. That's the real question for Zen Dave going forward. Like, hey, man, we got to clean this up and we'll be fine. So that'll be a real question for Zen Dave. What I did not expect in this contest between NC State and Duke was the script being flipped by the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Because Illinois and Tulane, I understand that those are two teams that are going to have really good seasons, but understand that Duke had some expectations going into the season too. I'm not saying Duke's a college football playoff contender, but those were very winnable games by Duke had they just cleaned up their mistakes. And the thought was, all right, after the Illinois game, you learned your lesson. stop punching yourself in the nuts.
Yeah.
Which, of course, they did not do against Tulane. And I get it. Tulane had essentially put it on them early, but in classic Duke fashion with Manny Diaz in these 2 seasons, they're a second-half team.
Yeah.
They'll find ways to get back into it. And they lost that game by 7 points by having left 9 points on the table with 3 missed field goals, or 3 field goals that did not happen for like a variety of reasons, by the way, along with punting and everything else and some other special teams miscues. I was not expecting NC State to be the team that made those mistakes, especially coming off the fact that the reason why they won those games against Wake Forest and Virginia was because they weren't making those mistakes. Because CJ Bailey, while he might have taken a sack he shouldn't have taken, or you threw it out of bounds, whatever it might be, he would bounce back and make a play. And we saw elements of that, but he did the killer thing by having 3 interceptions tonight and the fumble. Right. So that's why you're here.
Real quick, St. Michael's Catholic currently 5-0, and over the tenure of his time at St. Michael's Catholic, Phil is 35-14. I mean, you could do a lot worse.
That sounds like a plan to me. All right, I don't know if I played this one or not.
Hey guys, Scott and Wake.
Yeah, I played that one. All right, let's go to a 252.
Hey, Ovies and Giglio, I have a message for you.
Put him up, give the heck Duke.
You know what? Children are our future, and if you start creating the habits now, we have future OG listeners. And you know what? It's okay to curse too. Teach the kids early. All right, to a 704.
Hey guys, this is Corey from Charlotte. First time caller, long time listener. I just want to say, fuck the ACC refs. That non-call was game-changing, season-changing. My son's running through the hallway. He said, go Wolfpack. The ref said, fuck NC State. I can't deal with it anymore. This is complete and utter bullshit. Go Pack.
I mean, if one call in your 4th game is season-changing, it's time to do some big-time changes in your program.
I don't know about that. From Champ McNair, Dorn couldn't make the halftime adjustments because of the long walk to the visitors' locker room. You know what? It is an advantage for Duke to have to walk all that way back to the visitors' locker room. Let's see what else we got here. From Blind Lemon Jello, it's pretty much a tragedy what happened to the BOT based on the state. And they managed the whole situation, and now we see the results. It's awesome. Well, there are some people who are enjoying what's happening at that. Bull City coordinators pointing out, yes, Michael Caine was at Clemson for a bit. I knew I was missing one in there before he showed back up.
Wow, that really is Bizarro Roper then.
You're right. No, you were on point with that. You were on point with that. From Joseph, as a Tar Heel fan, I'll be rooting for Clemson to beat the crap out of UNC, the humble Bill Belichick and the BOT. Buddy, if they're not humble after today, there is no humble.
No.
They're incapable of being humbled.
And why? And look, Belichick, I think, is very clear. You're right, Joe. He's incapable of being humble because this is all beneath him. In his mind, he's not even trying. Why would he be? Why would he be humble about this?
From Griffin, if State can't beat Duke, how will they hold up against 8-time Super Bowl champion Chapel Bill? Well, just like UCF did, apparently. Just like them. Just like them. All right, let's go back to the sports phone to a 336.
You hear that? The amount of times Dave Dorn has made me do that is both financially and physically ruining me.
Then stop.
What did he do?
I think he slapped something. I don't know. Money on the table?
Oh, maybe. It sounds like he just got up from his chair.
Maybe. I don't know. It's phone calls are not visual.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to do video messages instead. 919. Actually, no.
Hey, OG. I have no idea who finally ended up co-hosting with Ovies for the After Dark, but whatever works for you. This is Needham in Chapel Hill. I am thrilled to say that Darian Mensah did not hurt me this evening. I am thrilled with that performance, and as a fellow who has, in addition to being a Duke grad, went to App State, the Giglio double treat. I love an Anderson Castle bringing in the extra big man touchdown runs, but calling from the safety of my living room with my Bloomin' Blinds blackout shades here, I just wanted to give a shout to what I had been hoping to see from Duke this year, and I'm sorry it came at y'all's expense, but not sorry enough to regret it. All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.
Appreciate you calling from your darkened room by our friends at Bloomin' Blinds, which you can check out, bloominblinds.com, inblinds.com. Chris will make sure that you can create your own fortress of solitude to sit in the darkness and ponder, why am I an NC State fan?
Yeah. What choices did I make way back when that led us to this?
I've been told Wolfpack is not for soft people. I decided to do this. All right, do it 336.
Joe, you are down 12 points with 11 minutes left in a football game with 3 timeouts. Run the fucking hurry up offense and score in less than 7.5 minutes. Do it. Have some urgency. Curse or don't.
So I have a thought on that.
Yeah.
I get it. Show some urgency. But I get back to the defense and how this game was playing out, and you needed to give them some time.
Yeah.
You had to give them some time.
We've seen this in like championship games on every level over and over again when it is going bad or when it's going well for one offense. If that opposing offense cannot stay on the field, it is going to compound and get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, and I understand that State fans are mad about the defense, but nothing about the defense has changed this year. The defense is what it is at this point. All you can really do is, again, it gets back to that complementary football point that I was making earlier. You understand if you're going to win football games, if you're NC State, you're going to have to beat them offensively and then hope that your defense can make at least one play in the second half when it matters to be the difference after the offense has put you in that position. And for the most part, the last two in particular, ECU is a little bit of a wonky thing because it's week one. You know how those things go. But in their wins against Virginia and Wake Forest, it wasn't luck. It wasn't any of that stuff. It was
one play.
It was the blueprint for how NC State is going to win football games this year. And I'm not trying to oversimplify here. I get that people want to bang on Dave and the defense. Y'all, what did you expect? The defense is not going to magically repair itself. They just don't have those guys. If Giglio was sitting right here, he would tell you right now that it's not so much that they miss a defensive coordinator, they miss a guy in Peyton Wilson who could erase these things. Last year, you saw elements of that as well, where their defense just wasn't good enough based on what we had seen in previous years. So we know what the blueprint is for NC State. CJ Bailey has to play a perfect game. The offense has to execute, not flawlessly, but they can't keep giving the ball back the way that they did today.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be disappointing that you talk about CJ Bailey has to go off. I mean, you could also lean into, and today they did a pretty good job of leaning into Hollywood Smothers and letting him eat some clock. He just couldn't eat enough given what he was up against.
All right, let's go back to the sports phone.
Joe.
Okay, yes. I'm losing track of which ones I played. This is we're live, guys.
Sure.
630.
Fellas, I'm calling in. Mark Bergen. Triangle football is just pure comedy. I don't even need to get into what happened to UNC down in Orlando today. But I will say this. 35-26 in the second half. Duke's on its own 12-yard line. Why is NC State rushing 4 players to try to block a punt when you're down 2 scores? Time is starting to dwindle. I think it was in the third quarter that this happened. Why did NC State only rush 4 players on the punt there? The Duke punter muffs it. If you actually had players rushing him, you'd have gotten a safety, who knows, maybe a touchdown, and get back into the ball game. But no, you rush 4 players, the Duke punter gets it off, and then you go turnover on downs the following drive. Make it make sense. I'll hang up and listen.
No, that's a good point. I know that we got a comment earlier in the YouTube comments section. I think it was from Bull City Coordinators who pointed out that Duke was punching itself in the nuts as it relates to special teams. Again, that is what it is. Okay. And yeah, that's a missed opportunity for NC State to turn what was a huge Duke mistake into a huge Duke disaster. And who knows how the rest of the game goes. But again, I think it's indicative of how the game went today. NC State did a poor job of keeping it clean than Duke. And in a game that we understood was going to be a high-scoring affair, that was going to be the difference.
Yeah.
Duke made fewer mistakes than NC State. I haven't seen Dave Doran's press conference, but something tells me he's going to say something very similar in that you can't beat yourself.
Yeah.
And when you turn the ball over that many times, you're not putting yourself in position to win. And when you don't take advantage of their mistakes, like in that punt, well, you end up with the score you ended up having. From a 336.
Hey, Joe and Joe. What just happened in Durham? How does Dave Doran hire a man who has been sent a bag of gummy phallic objects at his prior position and think that this is a good hire? I don't have any words. I mean, we gave up 45 points to Duke. Like, that can't. I don't know. That can't happen. Anyway, thanks for the podcast. Y'all have a great night.
It is, it's funny. There's been a recurring theme and I don't know how this works in SEC. I guess there's certain aspects of how this works in SEC levels too. There are certain schools that you simply cannot lose to.
Yeah.
Right.
Vanderbilt is the one.
Yeah. And unlike ACC conversations, when you lose to a Wake Forest, when you lose to a Duke, there's no spinning it like, hey, this is a different Duke team.
Right.
Even though we know this is a different Duke team.
Right.
Because the rules are different now. They actually can invest. And as we've joked about before, they can get a $2 million quarterback in Darian Mintz and things like that. Whereas in the SEC, Vanderbilt beats your boys, and suddenly it's like, well, hey, hold up now. This is a different Vanderbilt team. Like,
okay.
no,
All right,
no,
so
no.
that's the media side doing that. Like, I am still salty about the Vanderbilt loss.
Of course you should be.
I should have died never having seen us lost to Vanderbilt.
Shane Beamer, buddy, you cannot lose.
Not only you can't get the shit kicked out of you by Vanderbilt. No, I definitely empathize with NC State fans.
I understand where State fans are coming on this when it comes to Duke. And when you combine that with the record, it's like, man, for all the good that you do, you're the winningest coach and all this other stuff. Dude,
yeah,
you got a losing record against Duke.
Yeah.
And you haven't even had to play them all the time.
That's true.
That's even the crazier part.
13 years, you played them 5 times.
Because of the way the ACC scheduling has worked. It's all crazy stuff. All right. I think I'm on a 919.
Well, first of all, go Duke. Hell of a way to turn it around. Great second half adjustments by Manny and the team there to put their foot on the gas there in second half and really take it to them. I'm sorry that the offside thing wasn't called, but shit happens. Got to deal with it, State. Good win for Manny. Sorry for Doran. Why did they stop running the ball? It felt like, at least in the second half, when Duke couldn't tackle shit. But hell, go Duke.
When people start run the ball, I get all that kind of stuff. I think there's an understanding. You're in a tough spot trying to make up the points that you've given up with the turnovers. And yeah, I think there's some. I could see it either way. All right, to an 832.
All right, so it wasn't going to be the Wake Forest game. Always delivers, right? NC State versus Wake Forest always delivers on those points. Doesn't matter what happens in Winston-Salem. It's going to be crazy, and if it's crazy, damn well NC State's going to lose, especially under Dave Doran.
Oh, wait.
Well, I guess we broke that. Now we have another problem on our hands. This could be a crazy game in the other private institution in the States stadium, and we're just going to lose. Got it. I don't have any complaints. I'm not going to. This isn't really a Dave Doran loss, in my opinion. It's more of a. The pace was slow, which has been a complaint of mine with Dave Doran, and everyone loves driving their cars on a Saturday night. I see. I live in the middle of nowhere, so this is kind of shocking. But the pace is the only difference. The difference, the one complaint I have, special teams has been special teams. That stuff they can get figured out. It's like we decided to, on defense, what worked, and we decided to turn it around because we acted like one play was the end of the world. How many cars are going? I don't live anywhere near a population center, but that's my entire thing is the defense was not the best at the second half because we decided not to pressure the quarterback. That's my only complaint is the fact that it's not Wake anymore, it's Duke. And I guess this is the trade-off with having low weights. We can beat them in basketball now.
I'm going to disagree with the fact that NC State wasn't putting pressure on Duke in the second half defensively.
Was he calling from the grid in Tron?
I think he might have been.
Okay.
By the way, the new Tron soundtrack's not bad.
I listened to the song you told me last night was the
last
banger.
one.
Yeah.
The last track on the
It
album.
ain't bad. It certainly, it gave me a better first impression than As Alive As You Need Me to Be.
Agree.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, why wasn't this the first single?
Yeah.
But whatever. I thought it was a good soundtrack. All right, one more call.
This is Chris from Durham again, and I am 180 degrees different from last weekend. How about those goddamn Devils? There is nothing, and I repeat, nothing better than seeing all those redneck state fans getting back in their cars and driving out to freaking Apex or Knightdale or Zebulon or wherever the fuck else they live, somewhere out in the middle of nowhere, Johnson goddamn county. I mean, I respect the Heels. I hate the Heels, but I respect the Heels. I just cannot stand the Wolfpack, and we have now beaten them 3 freaking years in a row. God damn, I love my Devils. Good night.
Hey, look, all I'm going to say is I get it, man. Talk your shit. But once again, Duke fans got to show up, man.
Yeah.
Duke fan, I mean, this
has been a decades-long problem.
I mean, in my lifetime, it has been a problem. Although I get it. Like I had, we got a text from a 336. Hope NC State fans were happy about turning Wally Wade red. The state runs through Duke now. All right, let's chill out on that.
I had that same thought. Bro, Apex is far from redneck.
Yeah, at this point. You're right about that. That's been pushed out. From a 704. Oh, it's Paul. Hey, guys. What does a Brazilian beach and the upcoming UNC Clemson matchup have in common?
No idea.
Everywhere you look, all you see is ass.
Ah, fantastic.
That's a very, very good text, Paul. Although I will disagree. Well, actually, no. Maybe you will see ass. I have no idea. I'll be shaking my ass because you know who is the Chapel Thrill concert?
It's Luda, right?
It's ludicrous. So you know what? I might be throwing them bows
Yeah, move,
out in
bitch.
the quad, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be doing. Hey, remember earlier, we're gonna shut things down here. Remember earlier when I talked about how Bill Belichick has zero respect? Like,
yeah,
you're not built for this.
Yeah.
I don't want to go full like Solomon, Missouri here. He's actually a local Durham pastor who went viral a couple years ago when the Currys broke up, when Sonia and Dell.
Oh, those Curry. Okay, gotcha.
Those Currys. When Sonia and Dell split up. And Solomon, Missouri went viral because he had this tweet thread about how you don't want to be out here.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you're gonna wake up covered in rose quartz and God knows what else, right? They're eating charcoal ice cream out here. I kept doing this, man. So his whole thing was like, you don't want to be out here. And there's elements of that when it comes to college football and Bill Belichick. Yeah, there's shenanigans in the NFL, but ultimately they keep it somewhat respectful. They keep it about their team. Social media doesn't go so hard in the paint. College football, totally different beast. This is from UCF. Making fun of.
Excellent.
If you're watching on
excellent.
YouTube, it is the UCF Knight acting as Bill Belichick on the beach with a dub in place of Jordan Hudson. It's the very famous Bill Belichick doing some yoga pose on the beach with Jordan Hudson from earlier in the year. So that is why you don't want to be out here, because they don't care. In the NFL, you'll be treated with reverence.
Right.
Oh, he's a multi-Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, do your job. College, man, they don't care
Y'all
about
are,
that
in the
shit.
NFL, y'all are a monopoly. What's good for what is good for everybody.
Pretty much,
That's not
man.
how that works down here.
Pretty much. All right, before we get out of here,
They gave them I had never thought about that, Joe. Like, Bill gave everybody so much material for those graphics. So much material for those graphics.
It shows you how unprepared he was for all of this. How unprepared he was for all of this. From JPAC. Will Wade is literally tying his team together and making them do sprints, then taking them out for pre-dawn SEAL training. What's football doing? Okay, guys. Okay, you got that. You got that fresh car smell, that new car smell with Will Wade. I get it. I get it. I really do. And yes, I saw he was doing some SEAL training with the players today. I get that stuff. From William, it's tough for Duke. Local fans just aren't going to pick them up for football, although maybe they should. No, they should.
They absolutely should.
I mean, Duke has tried, man.
Yeah.
It's actually a good game day experience.
It is.
But
and even though that stadium is old as shit, like it's incredibly comfortable.
It's also cheap.
Yeah.
And like I said, I actually ended up getting some good deals, man. Phil, let's see. This is another friend of mine who had texted me talking about the amount of people that were there, and he's sending me pictures from Wallace Wade, and it's like, yeah, man, it was super red.
Yeah,
super red, and I've been there before for that sort of thing. All right, let's get out of here with something you sent me.
Oh yes.
Speaking of red teams here, Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, and Utah.
Yeah. I don't know if I need to do a ton of setup other than to tell you Joel Klatt is telling a story about Utah head coach Kyle Whittingham, and Gus Johnson, never one to miss an opportunity to market, decides to weigh in.
You know what I appreciate about machine? You know what I appreciate about Kyle? What's that?
I want to believe Gus knew what he was doing and like just mocking Joel for riding a pretend bicycle instead of getting out there on a real bike. But I also think Gus just heard a corporate name and decided time to sell, baby.
You know what? Good for him. I didn't realize Peloton was a big, beautiful, tough machine.
Tough, beautiful machine.
Okay. Fair enough. From Brian. What do you mean you didn't know you had to book Tron and Mine Train separately?
Oh, sure.
Hey, man, we've all been there. We've all been there. Anyway, big thanks to Dimitri for hanging out. Hopefully, Giglio will be sober enough on Monday.
Should I just like clear my morning just in case?
I don't know, man. It's not so much that I think it's more, it's the reminder that we ain't as young as we once was.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with getting turned. It's just that the amount of time it takes you to recover from getting turned. Yeah. It's like we're like iPhones, okay?
Yeah.
After a while, that charge ain't holding.
True. Okay? And you drain much quicker than you used to.
Yes, indeed. Happens a lot faster.
It's funny. Last night at Balls versus Cancer, as we were wrapping up, Rich, who runs the American Cancer Society here, was like, Where's Giglio? I want to take a picture of all the local guys that were on stage together. And I had to tell him, like, buddy, as soon as Giglio was done with any stage commitment, you were not going to find him. I'm not saying that he got hammered.
No.
I'm not saying that he left. You're just not, he's not available to
not
you
available.
right now.
Not available. You might find him in the back, nursing a high noon. I don't know. Anyway. That's going to wrap it up. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Throw the likes, leave the comments, all that kind of stuff. We'll be back for a regular show on Monday. I'm sure we'll have more sports phone reaction. Panthers winning?
God.
Beating Atlanta tomorrow?
It's tough. They should, but they won't.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It'll probably be Canales' fault because that's where I'm at right now.
Oh, it's completely Canales' fault.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's disregard by Bryce Love.
Yeah, let's just we can take the Bryce discourse out of this.
If the playbook was executed perfectly, they would have still lost those two games.
Thank you. All right, that's gonna wrap it up. We'll see you on Monday.